Rajiv Bhatia is former ambassador, South Africa, and distinguished fellow, Gateway House. He's with us. Thanks very much, sir, for joining us. Good to have you here. It's an important day. The response has finally come through, Mr. Bhatia. What do you make of it? And, will the forces here, the Defense Ministry has made it very clear, they are targeted, not aimed at civilians, and, of course, aimed at taking out terrorist infrastructure in POK and Pakistan. Road ahead, Mr. Bhatia.
Thank you very much. There are three facets I would like to highlight very briefly. First, as an Indian citizen, I can say that every Indian citizen is filled with enthusiasm and hope that our government is able to deliver justice when justice is required. This is a moment of some pride, but not bravado. It shows that the government does what it says. The second facet, as a diplomat, as a former diplomat, I can say that our international diplomacy will receive much kudos around the world, deep appreciation that India is a patient country. India fights for its causes. But when purely diplomatic, peaceful means fail, then it has the national determination to move on to something more. And at the same time, I think the world would realize that, as you said earlier, it's a very calibrated, planned, thoughtful response. It has taken 15 days for us to build this up and deliver it. And so this is something very significant. And thirdly, as a scholar of the Indian foreign policy, I can say that the whole response is being done in a very controlled manner. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be a briefing very shortly from the government, and then perhaps the Prime Minister is going to address the nation. And I think the point that probably would be made is that India is determined to protect the security and interests of its citizens. It expects the world to understand India's rationale and support its fight against international terrorism.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Mr. Bhatia, in your many years as a foreign services professional, I think the world is now watching to see what the Pakistan response is going to be like. And we've seen tweets and posts from a lot of foreign dignitaries, including the Secretary of State, including the US State Department, actually, saying that we urge both sides to de-escalate. Do you think global powers will be able to prevail on Pakistan at all to not escalate?
This is a $64 million question. We have to bear in mind that there are certain realistic factors. First, Pakistan leadership obviously has a domestic consideration or domestic constituency. But on the other hand, its economic vulnerability and its international vulnerability are also well known. So clearly, if the message from India is that we have done what we wanted to do right now, and if you behave, then we would consider our next step very carefully, then it can work. But at this stage, I think it's impossible and meaningless to speculate on what Pakistan will do. I think let Pakistan take its own decision. We have to be ready. And it's very important today that civil defense drills are going to take place. I think every Indian needs to fully collaborate and cooperate with whatever has been planned by the authorities. We should contribute our own might to the defense of India.
Absolutely, and so right. Mr. Bhatia, we'll leave it there, sir, but it's so good to get your comments early on as a seasoned diplomat. Important to get those. Thank you very much.